के थाहा छ र म अल्ला रे त अल्ला रे उ अल्ला रे हामी अल्ला रे
Hello and Namaste. This is Roshan Sharma once again for the Friday lesson series, and welcome to the 13th lesson of this series today. And I have 5 licks for you today, 3 licks from the previous lesson which I hadn't explained and which I will explain today in detail, and 2 new licks for the right hand. So with these 5 licks, 3 licks for legato and 2 licks for the right hand, you will gain a lot. And you will have a great week practicing all these licks. So before tuning into the licks, thank you so much for the subscriptions and the views. Thank you so much. So here's the first lick. It's a basic 3-octave lick, the same thing played in 3 different octaves. So the lick in the first octave and in the second octave and the third octave. So combined. So it's a same idea cycled over different octaves, and the notes are B, C sharp, E, F sharp and G sharp. And descend back. The same notes. So I am doing a pick, hammer and slide. Pick, hammer, slide. So pick, hammer, slide. And while returning, pick, slide, hammer, pick, hammer. So it's so the second lick. The second lick is also a hybrid picked lick that goes from the lower register to the higher register and is played in different octaves. So the lick. And as you can see, I am using the same technique. And then and so these are 4 parts joined with a slide. So the technique I am using is pick, hammer, middle, pick, hammer, middle, pick. Pick, hammering the middle finger and pick. And pick and pull off. So the technique is, once you master this, then you can move to other patterns with a slide. And the third lick is a great lick for the legato and also great for joining positions. So if you want to move all over the fretboard like Guthrie Govan, then this lick is a starter in that area. So it's in the higher part, and so I am sliding with different fingers to get to different positions. This is one position, and So I slide it with the index and then I slide it with this finger. So and then end it with a slide. So if you learn to slide with all of your fingers, then you can connect the whole fretboard. Or you can go even further. Yeah, and you can go on and on. The fourth lick is a alternate picked lick. So it's a very simple lick, but it's very great for the right hand. And try to move your wrist rather than your elbow all the time. So I've recently started planting my pinky on the fretboard to be habituated to this movement of the wrist. So here's the lick. So it's the same motif going down and down in the major pentatonic scale. So the picking is all alternate, down up, down up, down up, and the notes are E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, C sharp, B, C sharp, E, and you go down in steps in the pentatonic scale. So you just look at the wrist and the movement of the wrist. So avoid this movement. Just so you have to train your hands to do the movement rather than this one. Okay. So and the final lick is from the great player John McLaughlin. So he has this standard lick that I like to apply over many scales. So the standard lick that I taught in an earlier lesson was so I have applied this to a F major pentatonic. It's the same motif going up and up. 1, 2, 3, 5. So always picking with the down up, and the speciality of this lick is that when you move to a new string, it's always a upstroke. So that's my personal favorite. It works for me. So and that's what John McLaughlin does. He moves to a new string with a upstroke 99% of the time. So practice these 5 licks and then you'll have a great right and left hand. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing and coming here to listen to me play and learn. And I wish you have a great week practicing all these stuff, and they are guaranteed to improve your playing. Thank you so much.